So we are going with metals and non-metals. Yesterday we discussed about the metals, how they react with sulfuric acid and hydrochloric acid, and how the metals reacts with water. We discussed, and today we are going with the reactivity of the metals. Reactivity of metals. For this, you have to take 5 beakers. Name the beakers as A, B, C, D and E. Okay, fill all the beakers with water. So take 5 beakers A, B, C, D, E and fill all the beakers with the water. In the first 2 beakers in A and B, you are adding copper. What you are adding? Copper. The symbol of copper is Cu, you know that one. When I add copper salt to this water, the color of the water will change to blue. The color of the water changes to blue. Now, to this you add, to C and D you add zinc. It is colorless. Here also you add zinc. It is colorless. Here you add iron. It changes to green color. It is green in color. So, in the first beaker you added, first 2 beakers you added copper salt. In the second 2 beakers you added zinc. In the third one you added iron. You know that this copper, zinc, iron are metals. Now, when we dissolve copper in the first 2 beakers, we got a blue color. Here when I added zinc in the next 2 beakers, we got a colorless solution. In the 5th beaker I added iron, it changed to green in color. Now again, we have to stir it till the salts dissolves in this particular water. Okay, now in the first beaker, in this copper solution, you add zinc granules. Okay, in the first beaker you add zinc granules. In the second beaker you add iron nail. Here in the third beaker you add copper. In the third beaker you add copper. In the fourth beaker here you add zinc. So you can see here again what we have to add to the A, B, C, D, E beakers. In A and B, in A you add zinc granules and in B you add iron nail. C and D you add copper and in F to iron you add zinc. See what reaction will take place in these particular beakers. What is the reaction taking place in this particular beakers? You have to note down. When we are observing, when zinc reacts with the copper, okay, it changes to zinc sulfate. Okay, when this, the zinc reacts with the copper, we get zinc sulfate. And here, when iron reacts with the copper sulfate, we get iron sulfide plus copper will be deposited. Means in the first case you can see a colorless solution you will find. Here the blue color will be changed to colorless. In the second case the blue color solution changes to green in color. Okay. In the second case it changes to green in color. In third, fourth and fifth cases no change. In third, okay. Then in third and fourth cases, you cannot cannot find any change. In the first case, what is happening means copper sulfide reacts with this zinc, gives rise to zinc sulfate plus copper, means the copper will be deposited at the bottom. The copper will be deposited at the bottom. Now what is the color of copper sulfide? The color of copper sulfide is blue in color. When this reacts with the zinc granules, we will get zinc sulfide, which is colorless, and copper will be deposited down. So please try to understand. Copper sulfide when reacted with zinc gives rise to zinc sulfide plus copper. And here what is this? What is the color of copper sulfide? It is blue in color. When it reacts with zinc granules, it changes to zinc sulfide, which is colorless, and copper will be deposited. What is the next one? Copper sulfide when reacts with iron gives rise to iron sulfide plus copper. It reacts with the iron sulfide and gives a copper. Here what is the color of copper sulfide? Blue. What is the color of iron? You can see that it will be brown in color. Then we are getting here the solution changes to green in color from blue, and copper will be deposited, which is reddish brown in color, will be deposited down. Already in 7th class we did an experiment. What is that? Take a beaker, fill the beaker with copper sulfide. What is the color of copper sulfide? The color of the copper sulfide is blue in color. Now take a iron nail and dip in this what is that copper sulfide solution and leave aside for half an hour. After half an hour, if you are seeing the blue color copper sulfide solution changes to green in color. What is happening? Copper sulfide reacted with iron, and what we can see means the color from blue it changes to green in color, showing that it is iron sulfide, and the copper will be deposited down. What is the color of copper? Reddish brown in color. That will be deposited at the bottom of the beaker. That we saw in the 7th class. Here also in the same way the experiment is taking on. Copper sulfide when reacted with iron, it changes to here brown knot. This is iron means iron nail will be brown in color. Okay, iron nail when we are taking here iron nail gives rise to iron sulfide plus copper. Please try to understand this experiment, very important. Take 5 beakers A, B, C, D, E. And in the first beaker you are taking, first 2 beakers you are taking copper sulfide. In the second 2 beakers you are taking zinc sulfide. In the third you are taking iron. Then here in this copper 2, in the first beaker you are adding zinc granules. In the second beaker you are adding iron nail. In the third and fourth beakers you are adding copper turnings. And in the fifth beaker you are adding again zinc granules. When we are seeing in the 5 beakers, in the beaker C, D, E, there is no reaction. Why there is no reaction means here when we are taking copper and zinc, there is which is having the high reactivity, there you can find the change. Here than copper the zinc, than copper the iron is having more reactivity. So in the first 2 cases we found that there is change in the, what is that? Change in the color of the beakers. But in the C, D, E, when we are seeing here the zinc and iron are taking more, what is that? Reactivity. The metals zinc and iron are more reactive than the copper and zinc here. Because of that, you cannot find any change in these metals. But when we are taking copper and zinc, copper and iron, we can see that the reactivity of metals which are we are taking zinc and iron are more reactive than this copper. So we can see that there is a change. So copper sulfide, what is the formula of copper sulfide? CuSO4. Copper sulfide when reacted with zinc gives rise to zinc sulfide plus copper, and copper sulfide when reacted with iron gives rise to iron sulfide plus copper. This is the activity which you have to learn and which is very important. Now uses of sulfur, iodine and carbon. Uses of sulfur, carbon and iodine. What are these sulfur, carbon and iodine? Sulfur, carbon and iodine are non-metals. Sulfur, carbon, iodine are non-metals. Already last day we discussed about metals. What are the uses of that one? In that we discussed about aluminium. How the aluminium is useful for us? Aluminium is used for making toffees. Then what is that? Biscuit packets, wrappers and everything. Silver foil is used in sweets. We can find that one. And aluminium will be treated with copper. For what purpose? For making the currency coins we discussed. And next we can see that iron reacts, iron and zinc will be mixed together to make asbestos sheets and to make many utensils, to make automobiles, in automobiles, satellites, to make aeroplane. For all these things we are using metals. In our day-to-day life, the metals and non-metals are very, very important. Without them, we cannot imagine our life. Why? Because daily we will use the utensils which are very important. They are made with metals. Okay, then daily we are using currency. Without that, we cannot buy anything. That was also made with metals like aluminium and copper. Next, we are using automobile things like bikes, cars, then aeroplanes, lorries, buses, everything. There you can see that the metals are malleable and ductile. Means they are in the form of wires, they are in the form of sheets, and that with that only they prepare these mobiles. Even these metals are used in satellites also we can find. And whenever you buy some sweets, you can see some silvery substances will be present on the sweets. Means that is silver. You can find that one. And silver, gold and platinum. These also comes under metals, gold, platinum and silver. But you can see that the gold and the platinum, except the gold and platinum, remaining all react with the moisture. Means yesterday itself I told, when the metals react with the atmospheric air, we can see that what will happen? The color of the metals will be changed when they are exposed to air. But see, daily we will wear gold ornaments. Will they change the color? No. When we wear platinum also, they also will not change. Means, will they? Whether they will react with atmospheric air? Yes, they will react, but very less. Not like the remaining metals. Not like the remaining metals. Gold and the platinum will react very less with the moisture present in the atmosphere, but remaining all metals will react with that one. So in that way, the gold and platinum, and the thing is that aluminium, iron, copper, then these all metals, zinc, how they are useful. When we are going to shopping malls, we can see that some steel items will be present, the rods and all. For our cycle also we can see some steel rods will be there. When they are exposed to air also, they also will not change the color. Why they will not change the color? These are made with iron only, but they are mixed with the chromium. They are mixed with zinc or chromium, both. In this two anything, because of that only they will not change the color. They will not get very fast rusted. You can see our what is that? Cycle handles will be there. Cycle rims will be there, which are made with. They look like steel, but they are made with iron. They will not get rusted fast. Why they are not getting rusted fast? Means they are mixed with zinc or chromium. Because of that, they will last for a long time. And these all the metals we will mix together for what is this? For making many what is that, householdings or automobiles or satellites, etc. So the metals are very, very, very important in human life. Like that, when we are coming to non-metals, when we are talking about the sulfur, you can see that how the sulfur is useful for us means sulfur is useful in fibers to make crackers. Okay, next gunpowder, mastics, antiseptic ointments, then in food materials, it is found in food materials, it is found in onions, garlic, egg, and normally in human body it is found in hair and nails. See here, in what way the sulfur is useful in our day-to-day life. Sulfur is useful in fireworks, crackers, gunpowder, mastics, antiseptic ointments. For in these things we are using. Means for Diwali you are using crackers. No, there sulfur is used. To make the matchsticks we are using the sulfur. Gunpowder. Then here antiseptic ointments for this purpose. In food materials, what we are taking in which the sulfur is present means onion, garlic, egg. And in our body parts where sulfur is present means hair and nails, you can find this one. Next, carbon is used as a decolorizing agent. Decolorizing agent, not only for this and also for purifying water. And tincture iodine is used in medical purpose. In medical purpose we will use this one. See here the three what we are having, the uses of sulfur, carbon and iodine are non-metals. Sulfur, fireworks, crackers, gunpowder, mastic, antiseptic ointments. Food, it is found in onions, garlic, egg, and in body parts, hair and nails you can find the sulfur. Then carbon decolorizing agents are also carbon is used for decolorizing the agents and for purifying the water we will use carbon. Tincture iodine is useful in medical purpose. Did you understand what are the uses of non-metals? Uses of metals I discussed and now uses of non-metals. Next we are going to talk about the table 10 was given. Some chemical things are given for you. Find out in that which is an acid, which is a base is given in that one. Now next I am going with that topic.